What if you wanted to get to 50,000 a month of monthly recurring revenue, 50 grand a month, and you wanted to do that in 6 months based off these numbers right up here? You would need to generate, never missing a day, 6 months in a row, 180 days, you would need to generate 117 leads per day. If you consider religiously, like you brush your teeth, like you drink water, like you eat food each day, if you treated this activity right here every day like non-negotiable, it's a hard thing to do. Let's not kid ourselves, but the rewards are ridiculous. Can you imagine? What would you do with this? What the heck would you do with that? What if you wanted to get to 50,000 a month of monthly recurring revenue, 50 grand a month, and you wanted to do that in 6 months based off these numbers right up here? You would need to generate, never missing a day, 6 months in a row, 180 days, you would need to generate 117 leads per day. What if you wanted to get to 10 grand a month recurring revenue in 90 days? You just need to generate a consistent 42 leads per day for 90 days straight at these metrics up here, and you'd be at 10 grand a month monthly recurring revenue. Now, where in the hell are you gonna go? All right, what's up? So it's daily gravity number 25. In this one, I just want to share with you what I did to rebuild the board over here. So I'm always doing my whiteboard and all that stuff. Every once in a while, I like to switch up what's on the whiteboard. So I'll pop these up on the screen, but as I was I was like, well, how am I going to fit everything on there? And so what I did was I was like, well, I'm going to put some math on the board because obviously numbers are better than just blah, blah, right? So documentation beats conversation kind of deal. I'm going to show different people what it's going to take to get to a certain monthly recurring revenue in a certain amount of time. And then I just based it off what I charge for my own membership, and I just went in and I used some chat GPT to get a bunch of math done for me, because it's cool. You can just go in there and be like, if I'm converting at this and this is how much I'm charging, and I went and got the average churn rate. I don't really have a churn rate right now. Nobody's quit, so it's but there will always be a churn rate. That's just nature. So, and I was going to just do comparatives, and anytime you can create content where you're comparing and contrasting, or where you're showing a path or a blueprint, or you can actually show them all right, if you do this, you'll get to this point at this place, and you can use math to do that. It's just so powerful because it's just real. So anyway, I was building this all out on the board, so I want to just share it with you what I came up with. A few things here. I think it'll just be really helpful for you, and maybe you do the same thing for your own type of program or whatever it is that you're teaching people, and you can come up with something kind of like this. So I just, I kind of treated this slide, if you will, or this frame right here, I just treated that as my whiteboard. This was the board. This is what it ended up being based off of this blueprint, the Miro board. I came up with this. It's not my best drawings I've ever done. It did pretty good. I went live on the board with this, and we got 2 people signed up on a live, so can't complain about that, can you? So I just kind of changed it up, and it helps because people need some new stuff. Every once in a while they'll get kind of used to the other stuff. But what I did was I just put this is new. I put the math stuff on here this time. Drew the model a little bit different this time. I did the members, if you were charging this much and you wanted to get to either 100 grand or 10 grand, whichever, this is how many members you would need. Because it's good to if they can visualize what they would need, that's obviously better. Kind of made this a little different. These little black boxes are the modules. And the thing I want to show you here, I just put different rates and stuff like that on here. But if you're using this funnel right here, going live, long form, short form, value train, and these are the value train pages right here. Okay. And if you don't know what this stuff is, if you're brand new and this is your first daily gravity, then you'll learn about this stuff in the program. If you're doing this, okay, this TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and Twitter. I just kind of abbreviated it. I just thought I'd make it a little different. I figured out if I just had a 5% churn rate, which I don't. I haven't any churn yet. It will appear, obviously. So if I had a 5% churn rate and I'm charging, what I charge, the $97 a month, I actually on this had a 4.7%. That's all leads. So all leads that turned into sales. So from leads to sales for the previous month, my sales page closed at 4.7%, which is pretty damn good, actually. You know, the average is like, you know, it's 1 to 5%, and 5 being like on the rare end of it. So 4.7, I'm pretty happy about that, which you should be too, because I gave you my sales page. You can model it and know that it's something that works. And then my landing page conversion rate for the whole month was 27%. Some days it was high or low, it's average. But if you were using this funnel right here, the 4-page funnel with the sales page and the follow-up emails and everything that I give you in Build Lab, and you had a consistent 27% and you had a lead to sale conversion of 3%, and you were charging $97 a month with a 5% churn rate, and this is all baked into it. If you wanted to get to $100,000 a month of monthly recurring revenue, and you wanted to do that in 1 year, you would have to, the thing you would focus on, you would want to generate, this is leads per day. You'd have to generate for an entire year straight, not missing a day. You would need to average 130 leads per day using this exact funnel, the one that I give you in Build Lab. But in 12 months, if you didn't miss a day at 130 leads per day, and you charge this, and you had these numbers right here consistent the whole time. So, you know, if this went up, that would be great. If this was up, that would make it even more. If this was down, this number would be a lot lower. If this number was lower than 5, this number was higher than 3, this number was higher than 27, and hell, even if you were charging, let's say $197 a month, you can see how you can get to 100,000 monthly recurring revenue in 1 year, and all you have to focus on is generating the leads. If you do this right here consistently, if you religiously, like you brush your teeth, like you drink water, like you eat food each day, if you treated this activity right here every day like non-negotiable, it's a hard thing to do. Let's not kid ourselves, but the rewards are ridiculous. Can you imagine? What would you do with this? What the heck would you do with that? What if you wanted to get to 50,000 a month of monthly recurring revenue, 50 grand a month, and you wanted to do that in 6 months based off these numbers right up here? You would need to generate, never missing a day, 6 months in a row, 180 days, you would need to generate 117 leads per day. What if you wanted to get to 10 grand a month recurring revenue in 90 days? You just need to generate a consistent 42 leads per day for 90 days straight at these metrics up here, and you'd be at 10 grand a month monthly recurring revenue. Now, where in the hell are you gonna go do that? You know what I'm trying to get at? Like, this opportunity is incredible. And then on my other board here, because I'll go bouncing back between the boards. So what I did on this board, because a lot of people when I'm on my live, they're like, well, what is this? Or what are we talking about? Or, you know, what are you selling? Or how much is it? Or whatever. So I'm like, well, on this other board, I'm just going to put what it is. So, you know, I put like, they get a private support community. I do the daily gravity. They get the tools, templates, the pre-made funnels, automations, the 2x2 hour weekly Q&A Zooms, everything that you get here inside of Build Lab. And then I just put on here $97 a month. Because if they get there, they're just thinking it's $97 a month, but they see that they can get a better deal by doing the $597 per year. Obviously, like, that's just awesome. You know, they'll be like, oh, cool. But then I just put what's in each pillar, and then I can kind of wrap on that. You know, like I can talk about what's, you know, deeper in each of these, you know, between that. And then I've got, you know, I have my littler board that I have, like my handheld one that I'll like draw and scribble and stuff on it. Not necessary, but I don't know. It's been really helpful for me, but I'm kind of handy with the whiteboard. I wanted to show you this. The average person that drinks energy drinks spends over $1,000 a year on energy drinks. Crazy, right? These are all the numbers, like the sales, and, you know, I just took it down to the leads per day, but I got pretty wild on all that. And then I put all these in there. Here's how many you would need. If you want to, you know, the math to 100 grand a month, you would need 202 members at $497 a month, or I'm not going to go through all these. You can see it on the screen. But I guess what I wanted to show you is these numbers, because I feel like they're inspiring and it gives you something to like shoot for and pay attention to. But the coolest thing is like just focusing on this number, like how many leads per day do I need to generate based off actual conversion rates. So that's the thing that I want you to really pay attention to, is like, because sometimes you're like, what do I focus on? Number one, we're always trying to make our offer better every day. Like, and by offer, what I mean is your message to the marketplace. And so by going live, going and posting your long form and your short form, and then emailing your value train out, if you do that every day, you're going to make your offer better. Your message will get better. And then we got to focus every single day on generating leads. That's like a must, because you've seen these numbers now, right? I showed you the numbers. You know, if you want to get to this in 12 months, like, it's like you see how many leads that requires per day, every day. And you can play with these numbers if you want to go. ChatGPT is great for that. ChatGPT is so awesome because you can just say, so if my landing page is doing this and my conversions are this and I want to make this, what do I need to do per day? And it just goes and it tells you everything. It's so sweet. What's cool is in my old programs, I used to create these like crazy calculators that, you know, in spreadsheets and stuff where you could put in your numbers and all that stuff. With ChatGPT, just go to your stats in your funnel and look at what your numbers and put them into ChatGPT and say, how many leads do I need per day based off these numbers to get to this sale number? And boom, it'll tell you like down to the freaking wire. It's awesome. If you're doing these daily activities, this will be the generating leads thing. If you're doing this long form, short form, as we talk about, but if you do that every day and then you deliver results, like your program's got to help them. It's got to get them the results. You got to have a good program, and you just then all you have to do, like once your program, like once you have the funnel set up, once you have and all the pieces in it, your VSL, your sales page, and then you have your email automation set up, and then you've got your program built, then every day all you have to focus on is these 4 daily activities right here. And that's going to be the generating of your leads. Obviously, as you do those, you'll iterate and make your offer better, and then you'll be delivering on the results. You'll be supporting your people. You'll be getting on your weekly Q&A calls. You will get into your community. You'll be answering emails, helping people, etc. You're always going in and like, how can I make my program better? Because like as soon as I get done with Build Lab, the majority of my day will be making really powerful content, really great content. Like all of my day will be really focused, not all of it, but most of my day will be focused on creating really powerful content. The remainder of the day, which will be quite a bit of the day, because you can get these 4 daily actions if you don't have anything else to do, you know, like you're not building your course or putting all this stuff together, you can get all this done right here. You know, if you start your day at 9, you know, by time, if you work hard and you're not, you know, jacking around, by 2 o'clock, you should have all your shit done. And maybe some of you can get it done sooner, but then you've got all this other time here, you know, that you can do things. And so that's, you know, you spend some of this time in here, you know, obviously on support. There'll be days that you have your Zoom calls. You have this other time where you're going in and you're trying to make your program better all the time. And so then you start improving it, and then then the results get better. So then they tell more people. So as you deliver more results, your customers start attracting people, plus you're attracting people, so you're converting more. And then that's how these numbers down here start to get pretty cool. If you need 130 leads a day, well, let's say that the activities you're doing each day, like this here, let's say that gets you, you know, 50 or 60 leads a day, and then your customers, they're talking about you and they're bringing you another 50, 60 you know what I mean? And then you can throw a referral program or like an affiliate program in there, and that'll jack it up too. And we'll talk about that stuff, pillar 9, as we get there. I just wanted to share some of this with you. I feel like these daily gravities, I just kind of want to take you inside of my world a little bit. Like, you know, the course has the main principles and the stuff in there, but I do these daily gravities because, you know, every day I'm talking with Michelle and she does this business. I'm talking with my customers and they're doing stuff, and, you know, I'm learning these little things, and then I'm doing stuff. And I just feel like by sharing that stuff with you each day, everybody grows and gets better by that. So anyway, I hope this helped. If you have any questions, you know, obviously please reach out and let me know. I would also really appreciate very much so if you could tell me, you know, with these daily gravities, what else you would like me to cover. It really does help a lot when you do that, and it helps you too, because then you get your answers to your questions. So appreciate you so much. I look forward to meeting everybody on the calls and in the community. Make sure you get on them calls. They're super important. It's kind of like showing up, you know what I mean? So anyway, hope this meets you well, and I'll see you tomorrow.